All right, guys. So this article dropped the other day, and it was like a nuclear bomb going off in Democratic politics. So it's in Axios. The title is Trump Rally Shooting Upends Democrats' Biden Crisis. So that was one of the things I thought too in the wake of the Trump shooting is, all that pressure that was being put on Biden to drop and the plotting of Pelosi and Obama and all the rest, it all just poof, dissipates into the wind. Because now the entire national news cycle is about what happened to Trump, understandably so, but all that pressure now is for naught because nobody's talking about it anymore, right? So, man, that has a lot of consequences, doesn't it? So here's what they say. Congressional Democrats' all-consuming angst over President Biden's candidacy has taken an abrupt backseat in lawmakers' minds in the wake of an assassination attempt against former President Trump. Democratic lawmakers say their immediate focus is on their personal security and that of their staffs, not on their party's political woes, helping to allow a crucial cool-down period for the embattled president. Quote, "We're all just focused on expressing condolences and keeping our team safe," said one House Democrat who'd been critical of Biden. A senior House Democrat suggested the post-shooting atmosphere in the party is too chaotic for internal battles over leadership. Biden was engaged in a high-stakes outreach campaign to Capitol Hill in the hours leading up to the shooting at Trump's rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. As part of an effort to stop the flow of statements urging him to end his re-election bid, Biden met Saturday afternoon with the Congressional Progressive Caucus and the center-left New Democrat Coalition. They're not really center-left. They're like center-right, the New Democrats. But anyway, so he's talking to the conservative Democrats and the nominally left Democrats. The latter call was described by lawmakers present as tense and a disaster for the president, who they said was combative in the face of questions about how he plans to turn around his flagging campaign. The call came after Biden was told by Representative Mike Levin during a call with Hispanic caucus members that he should drop out of the race. Biden also met with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer in Delaware on Saturday. Schumer called it a good meeting. In a Face the Nation interview on Sunday morning, Representative Jason Crow, a Democrat of Colorado, largely pulled his punches despite Biden shouting at him on the New Democrats' call after he asked about eroding public confidence in the president's leadership. So, by the way, there's been reports that Biden's staff will call Democrats and basically yell at them to get them to fall in line. And it's kind of working, right? Now it's definitely working because nobody's even talking about it anymore. Quote, "Listen, this is a tough business. There's a lot at stake. Emotions can run high," Crow said of the call on CBS. He added, "I think the president heard our message very clearly. And in fact, he promised to come back to use. He came to come back to use with more information to address," I think you're supposed to say us, "come back to us with more information to address our concerns and to answer our questions." Dean Phillips, who of course tried to primary Biden, he came out and said, quote, "An American is dead, a former president and others are wounded, and a shell-shocked country is left wondering how to restore reason and respect," Phillips told Axios in a statement. "It would be unpatriotic and unprincipled to direct energy to anything other than yesterday's national tragedy over the coming days. The only conversation about Biden should be about how he can console our country, address the anger, and meet the moment." A second senior House Democrat told Axios that the Trump shooting has taken some of the heat off because it would, quote, "be bad form to make any statements against President Biden." Another Biden-skeptical Democrat asked about lingering questions around the president's candidacy told Axios, "I don't think that's the focus right now." Biden is adopting a similar posture with his campaign pulling ads in the immediate aftermath of the shooting and the president condemning the shooting and calling Trump personally. Biden's given 3 speeches in 2 days and all of them to say murder is bad. Thanks, bro. I think we had that one figured out. We appreciate it, though. Biden's visit to Austin, Texas, which was scheduled for Monday, will be postponed, the White House said. Most lawmakers who spoke to Axios said it is too early to say whether the cessation intentions will last until the Democratic National Convention next month. Listen to this. This is the big one in the article. But the second senior House Democrat offered one reason for why it might, quote, "We've all resigned ourselves to a second Trump presidency." Look, I have eyes and ears like the rest of you. When I saw that picture of Trump with his fist raised in the air and the blood going down his face, I went, it's over. So I get that. But this is Democrats effectively waving the white flag, saying that pressure campaign to speak some sense into Biden and get him to step aside, it's dead. It's gone. We're not even going to try anymore. There's going to be a Trump presidency, and it is what it is. That's what they're saying here. Now, look, that undermines the rhetoric of, hey, he's a threat to democracy. He tried to steal the last election. He says he wants to be a dictator. That undermines that language. They've resigned themselves, man. They've resigned themselves. Look, at the very least, give yourself a fighting chance. At the very least, give yourself a chance. I'm under no illusions. It's possible if you replace Biden with somebody, and even if it's the best person on paper, that Trump could still win because he just had his heroic moment, right? That's all very possible, if not likely. But with Biden, sticking with Biden, even in his speech that was on a teleprompter and pre-recorded, he called former President Trump former Trump. And instead of saying voting at the ballot box, he said the battle box. And he did it twice. He also almost said make America great again, but he said make America, and then he cut himself off. And it was like, well, look, Jack. Oh, this is wind out of everybody's sails, bro. That's what this is. This is like, we give up. We give up. It's over. Biden's stubborn. We don't have the balls to do anything. And another important point is, after this Trump shooting, a lot of the Democrats who would theoretically potentially replace Biden, they're all jockeying for position for 2028. This was not in their plans to step in now. And now they all think Trump's an electoral juggernaut anyway, so none of them want to be the sacrificial lamb to go up against Trump and lose. So that's where they're at. They care more about plotting for the future for their own careers than they do about actually saving the country from a far right-wing agenda, which we're definitely going to get under Trump. It's pathetic, bro. It's pathetic. This is absolutely pathetic. And look, I have the same thought that, hey, resign yourself to the fact that another Trump presidency is coming. But the difference between me and them is I'm not in a position to do anything to try to stop that. They are. And they've still given up. They're still waving the white flag. And they're letting Biden's stubborn ass ride us into the meat grinder, right? Because that's where we're going. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.